Hi friends, let's make this little kitchen decor piece using a little round mini cutting board from Hobby Lobby. I got this last fall and I hope they have more this year, but here we go. This is Tammy with My Whimsical Day. Appreciate you taking the time to watch. So I'm going to be using some silkscreen stencils that I got on Amazon. And to begin with, I am painting the cutting board in vintage white acrylic paint by Full Cart. Love this color. It's just a nice creamy off-white color. And I'm going to paint the entire board. As you can see, I'm just doing it in sections so I can hold on to it. Paint a little and then I dry a little. So I've got the whole thing painted. Now I'm just going to lightly sand it and mostly the edges. Rough it up and distress it in all the right places, especially the edges. And I didn't really need to do both sides, but I decided to anyway. I wanted some scratches going horizontally too. This is my desktop vacuum cleaner. I love this thing. Gets all the paint particles and sawdust and fuzzles and everything. So I just want to make sure it's wiped clean and nice so it doesn't have any residue left on there. And I'm painting this little wooden heart in True Burgundy by Folk Art. This is such a nice country vintage red. No, it's a burgundy. And a little later on, I decided I wanted one more little heart. So I grabbed another one out of my stash and paint it. There it is, right there. Paint it the same color. So I'm just going to combine a few stencils. So I'm starting out with this one, and like I said, I got this pack on Amazon. They will be linked below, but I'm just using the word kitchen from this little one, and I'm putting it on the bottom, trying as best as I can to eyeball it and get it in the center and straight. And a lot of times I'll tape off the rest of it that I don't want. And that's probably wise to do all the time because it makes it kind of difficult and hard not to get a spot on there that doesn't belong. So if you do it this way, be very, very careful. I managed to do pretty good, so I was happy with myself. So there's the word kitchen. You always want to keep your lid on your chalk paste. This is chalk paste in black from Magnolia Design Company. And so I'm drying it in between before I put another stencil on. You don't want to smudge it. And so in the middle, I'm putting in R from this other piece. So I'm going to, again, I eyeballed it and tried to get it center as best I could. And just getting those two words, in our. Then I'll lift that up and dry that. And then I'm going to use that same stencil. And the other words I'm using is come gather. And I'll put that on top. So in the end, it will say come gather in our kitchen. I love the kitchen on this one, but it was way too big for this little mini cutting board. So I'm just trying to make sure it's all stuck down all the way around the mesh design. And that is a mesh in between there. So that you spread your, you get a squeegee and you spread your chalk paste on. And it goes down in that mesh. It's really quite amazing, actually. I love this. And I love to peel it up and reveal your design. It's fun. And there it is. It says, come gather in our kitchen. So now I've got to distress it. That is my thing. It's not for everybody, but I love this distressed vintage look. So I'm just going around all the edges, trying not to be even, because as things age and wear, they don't wear evenly. So you just want it to look like it's aged in different spots, and then you can kind of smudge it with your fingers or a cloth. So I'm going to glue the hearts on, putting a bigger one on the right side and then the smaller one on the left and up a little bit. So I'm setting that aside, and I'm going to grab my little mini Bodabra and put a piece of twine down the middle slot. I've got a small little piece left of this burlap netted ribbon, I guess you'd call it. And so I'm just folding it in two sides, and then I gather in the center And then I press it down in that mini Bodabra, making sure the loops are even. And I've got 3 pieces of this buffalo check ribbon, just scrap pieces that I didn't want to waste. And I thought they'd be perfect for this small little bow. So the first one I put down so we'd have some tails hanging down. Then the other 2 I am overlapping the ends and then pushing it down in the center. And then I'm using more of that twine, wrapping it around my fingers 3 times. So there's 3 loops on each side. And then I normally, if I'm just using that bow, I'll wrap that tail around the center a few times. But since I'm putting it in the Bodabra, I just stick it down in the middle there. Bring those ends up and tie it in a tight knot. And then I'll tie it in a double knot on the back and cut those excess pieces off. And you just turn it over and fluff the loops and arrange them where you want. Trim those long tails. This is just a nice little bow. I like the looks of burlap and twine and buffalo check together. I think it's very cute, very kitcheny. So I'm just trying to decide how high I want it before I cut those ribbon ends off. So I'm going to glue it on and then I'll trim it some more. And it's looking really cute. We're almost done, but I like to put some greenery in, just a little extra feel, and I like the look that greenery gives it. Just kind of makes it look finished to me, so I like it. So I'm just kind of sticking little sprigs underneath the bow out to the sides in random spots. I'm going to put a little piece on the top and a little one at the very bottom too, eventually. I didn't want it covering up that hole too much. I wanted it to go to one side or the other. And I'm usually pretty good about putting my greenery and things like that pretty symmetrical. I'm kind of got that kind of an eye that I have to, I don't know if it's OCD or just what, but I kind of have to have them even on both sides most of the time. So I kind of do the same thing on both sides, but you do not have to. We're getting almost done. Just spread those little loops out. And I've got this big bag. Actually, it's getting smaller. I got this lot of 200 buttons on Amazon. All kinds of vintage buttons in different colors, sizes, and styles. And I'm just going to use one. And I keep this needle and thread handy at my little work area. I'm just going in and out those 4 holes so that when I glue it onto my project, it kind of looks like it's been threaded and sewn onto the project. I just think it looks kind of nice and finished that way. I don't always do this, but most of the time I do. So I'm just going to glue that right in the center there. I'm putting that little leather string back in it that came with the cutting board. And I thought maybe I was done, but I decided I wanted some dots or something at the very, very bottom. So I'm just using my Posca acrylic markers. These are acrylic paint in a marker. And so I'm just kind of eyeballing it and coming straight down to start with that middle dot to begin with. Then I put one on either side. And there it is. I love how it turned out. I hope this inspires you to make something similar. Really appreciate you watching today. Thanks for watching, and you have a whimsical day.